Nsemilkom naqakom għawek għall-episodju ieħor, episodju fejn aħna qed nippruvaw nkunu ta' inspirazzjoni għalikom biex tkunu iktar sostenibbli fil-ħajja tagħkom u tnaqsu l-carbon footprint. U f'dan is-suġġett li qed nitkellmu huwa kif l-ilma li qed tixrob mit-tazza tiegħek kuljum qed jagħmel impatt fuq is-saħħa tiegħek u fuq l-ambjent. U għalhekk badna suġġett verament interessanti li huwa l-filtrazzjoni tal-ilma. U biex nitkellmu għandna il-Phil Richards fuq dan is-suġġett. Hi Phil.
Hi Luke, nice to be here again.
Nice to have you, and we are all excited to keep on learning, and we've been learning so much from our previous episodes. Għal dawk li forsi intom ma rajtux l-episodju ta' qabel tistgħu ssibhom fuq il-Facebook page tagħna Better Living TV Show, jew accountkom Instagram betterliving.tv show, u li ħanitkellem illum u niddiskuti ma' Phil u nsaqsih. Alright, tkellimna fuq il-filters sostenibbli. Imma xi tfisser dana? So Steve, we were discussing that it's not enough just to filter your water. We are the type of people that we want to be sustainable. We preach about sustainability, we do this on our show, and also you've been talking about being more sustainable. And can you tell us about exactly how we practice this, and how does this filter reflect your ethos and our mission to be sustainable in our action, in our day-to-day habits?
Yes, I mean it's a great question, and it's quite a wide question. I mean the first thing is that the product is sustainable. So what does this mean? It means that it's not just taking resources out of a system. It's trying to put something back into the system and reduce the amount that's actually used up within, let's say, a life cycle of the product. So the first thing, it's white. Why is it white? Well, white plastic is more recyclable than any other plastic. It's ABS plastic. That's a particular type of plastic. It's very durable, very hard, very good to work with, but it means it's recyclable. The eventual sort of, when you're discarding something like a filter, for instance, this is what's discarded. But most of that component is biodegradable, so it will actually biodegrade in landfill, leaving a very small amount of component that is not. So this isn't zero waste, this is sustainable. And I like sustainable because it's practical. It's things like the packaging. The packaging, there's no plastic in the packaging, no plastic used whatsoever. This little bit is compostable. So this is recycled cardboard. This is going to be able to be used for recycling. And then we
what
also
about the ink on the box?
Yes, I mean there are different inks that you can use, and so that you've got to make sure that the ink doesn't affect the recyclability of the cardboard. That's the most important thing. But then there's a whole wider discussion now. How, if you've got a sustainable product, that's great, but how do you bring that into business, and how do you work with it? And I think one good example is business cards. I mean, I've been in business years. And you use business cards all the time, you hand them out and it's like confetti, right? So a refusal to have business cards, to make a stop to that. And it's difficult. It's not always easy to make those choices. But if we really want a sustainable business and really to take a stand, then not using a business card and saying, well, I'll just put the number in my phone and then I've got the contact, and keeping things digital. We don't have invoices, they're all electronic, electronic invoices. Document storage is electronic. Even bringing, these aren't made in Europe, they're made in Asia, for instance. The transport from Asia, you can do that in a more environmental and sustainable way.
Okay.
So there are train services from places like that. You don't have to always fly it in a plane or put it on a ship. From Barcelona, for instance, there's a very good shipping service through Geneva in a ship. Much better than flying it. And it you know, that feels good. Apart from that, transport within Malta, can we make that sustainable? Can we plant trees to replace the CO2? Really, it's a kind of ethos where you try and think about all of these things. Do we print out lots of things in paper in the office? Well, no, we don't do that. Do we turn the machinery off at night? or do we leave it with the little light glowing so it's using up power all the time? It's all of those little things that one has to think about.
Yeah, and being more sustainable. I mean, tana tips vera tajbin għal dawk li huma forsi business owners u jixtiequ wkoll jagħmlu xi pass iktar sostenibbli. L-ewwel net għatu l-impjegati tagħkom ilma filtrat b'xaġa bħal dina li hija verament sostenibbli għall-offiċini tagħkom, ġifieri tista' tibda minn hemmhekk u mbagħad tagħna iktar tips bħal it-transport li tużaw, il-business cards, il-karti eżaġerati li ma jkollkom bżonn tużaw. Ġifieri hemm ħafna modi kif wieħed jista' jistaqsi lilu nnifsu u kif tkellimna wkoll f'rokni oħrajn ta' dan il-programm kif wieħed jista' jkun sostenibbli fix-xogħol tiegħu. Ġifieri meta tfittxu xi water filter tista' wkoll tagħmlu r-riċerka fuq dik il-kumpanija u taraw x'inhi l-ethos ta' dik il-kumpanija u taraw x'materjal jużaw għall-filtraġġ tagħhom. Grazzi tal-li kontu magħna u